The moon's sparkles swirled around me in a dazzling display of light and color. I felt their happiness and gratitude. One gently bumped my helmet. A thank you kiss. It was time to go. I looked at Earth, missing my family, but sad to leave my new friends. I flashed my flashlight. Good. Bye. The moon sparkles gathered for a final goodbye, pulsing their lights in a steady rhythmic beat. I waved, and they flashed back. I climbed the ladder and got back into the star hopper. I looked out at the quiet, silver world, now full of magic and friendship. As I lifted off, I promised to return one day. There was so much more to explore, so many more secrets to share. The universe is full of friends you haven't met yet. All you need is courage, curiosity, and kindness. The adventure never truly ends. I smiled. Knowing the moon would always be waiting, my heart was full of wonder. The journey home had begun. Suddenly, the big crystal in the cave began to flicker and dim. The moon sparkles gathered around, their lights fading in worry. I saw a dark rock wedged against the crystal's base, blocking its energy. The moon sparkles were too small to move it. I knew I had to help. I pushed the rock, but it barely budged. The moon sparkles pulsed their lights, cheering me on. I took a deep breath, bounced high, and landed with all my strength. The rock tilted, then rolled away. Instantly, the crystal glowed brighter than ever, filling the cave with warm, blue-purple light. The musical hum returned, stronger and happier. The moon sparkles swirled in joy. I had saved their home. We celebrated together, the cave alive with color and sound. I felt like a true hero. Teamwork had made the impossible possible. The moon sparkles' gratitude filled me with pride. The cave was safe again. I knew I'd never forget this moment. The moon had given me a story to tell forever. I called the moon sparkles the perfect name. The first one circled my helmet, its eyes glowing gently. I felt a warm, happy sensation, like it was saying hello without words. More moon sparkles floated over, swirling around me in a playful dance of light. One bumped my helmet, leaving a glittery trail. I laughed. They wanted to play. I took out my flashlight and flashed it at the cave wall. The moon sparkles watched, then pulsed their own lights back at me. We were talking in a secret language of light. We played and shared patterns, copying each other's flashes. They showed me a giant humming crystal and how they could change colors to hide. They were smart, funny, and kind. I had made new friends from another world. We understood each other perfectly. The moon felt like home with them. I never wanted the moment to end. Friendship had made the moon magical. I followed the glittering trail to a small cave, glowing softly inside. The light was blue and purple, pulsing gently like a nightlight. I peeked in and gasped. The cave was filled with crystals, glowing and sparkling everywhere. The air felt warm and safe. Among the crystals, little creatures floated, made of pure, shimmering light. They changed colors, from blue to purple to silvery white, with big, curious eyes. They drifted like living lanterns, leaving sparkling trails behind. One floated toward me, tilting as if to look at me. I wasn't scared. It looked friendly and curious. I waved, and it pulsed its light brighter, like waving back. I had discovered life on the moon. The moon sparkles were magical and wonderful. The cave shimmered with their gentle glow. I felt welcome, not alone. My adventure had led me to new friends. The moon was more amazing than I'd ever dreamed. I stepped inside, ready to meet them. I bounced across the moon, leaving a trail of footprints in the fine gray dust. I picked some up. It was cool and soft, like gray flour. I looked up at Earth, bright and colorful, so far away. I waved, hoping my family could see me. I wandered toward a large, dark crater, peeking over the edge into the deep shadow. My flashlight's beam disappeared into the darkness. I decided to stay on flat ground for now. Then, I spotted something shiny behind a big rock. A sparkling trail of glowing dust. It looked like spilled glitter, leading away behind another rock. Who could have made it? There were no other astronauts or rockets. Maybe I wasn't alone after all. My imagination ran wild. Could there be life on the moon? I followed the sparkling trail, each step filled with wonder and a little fear. I held my flashlight tightly, determined to find out what was ahead. The moon was full of surprises. I was an explorer on the verge of a great discovery. The trail shimmered, pulling me forward. My heart pounded with excitement. I was ready to meet whatever was waiting. The moon's secrets were calling. I took a deep breath and pressed on. The adventure was about to get even more amazing. The star hopper touched the moon with a soft thump, sending up a puff of gray dust. I had made it. I was on the moon. I cheered inside my helmet, looking out at the incredible view. The ground was powdery gray, the sky pitch black with earth, shining like a blue ornament. I unbuckled my seatbelt, grabbed my flashlight and sandwich, and opened the door. A rope ladder lowered to the ground. I took a deep breath and climbed down, my rain boots sinking into the soft dust. My first step left a perfect footprint. Walking felt more like bouncing. I was as light as a feather. I laughed, jumping higher than ever before. The moon was the best playground in the universe. I looked around. No trees, no rivers, just rocks, craters, and endless quiet. The silence was deep and peaceful. I felt small, but brave, an explorer on a new world. I was ready to discover the moon's secrets. Every step was a new adventure. The landscape was beautiful in its own strange way. I felt like the only person in the universe. The moon was mine to explore. I bounced farther, eager to see what I'd find. My heart raced with excitement. I was ready for anything. The real adventure was just beginning. I set off to explore the silver world. Space was quiet, a peaceful, humming quiet. I steered the star hopper through clouds of purple, pink, and green dust, like cotton candy in the night sky. I passed planets, a bright red one like an apple, another with rings like a hula hoop. Space was full of wonders. A comet zoomed past, its fiery tail sparkling like a shooting star up close. I gasped, promising to remember that sight forever. I felt brave, seeing things no one from my neighborhood had ever seen. Then I saw it. The moon, growing bigger and brighter. No longer a tiny pearl, it was a huge glowing ball of silver and gray, covered in craters. I wondered what made those craters. Maybe ancient space rocks. The moon's surface looked soft, gray dust. I couldn't wait to land. I checked my control panel, flipped switches, and aimed for a smooth, flat area. Landing a rocket was tricky business. The star hopper began to descend, down, down, down. The moon filled my window. I could see every rock and shadow. My heart beat fast. This was the most important part of the mission. I was almost there. The adventure was about to reach its peak. I held my breath, ready to touch down. I placed my finger on the big red launch button. My heart thumped inside my fishbowl helmet. I started the countdown. 10, 9, 8. My voice echoed. 7, 6, 5. I gripped the steering wheel from my old tricycle. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. The rocket shook and rumbled, the sound of my mom's old blender roaring as the engine. The star hopper lifted off. First an inch, then a foot, then soaring over the fence. My backyard shrank below me. Comet was a tiny brown dot. I was really flying, heading to space. The sky turned from blue to deep navy, then black, velvety, and filled with twinkling stars. I'd seen them through my telescope, but now I was floating beside them. I felt like I could reach out and touch one. Inside the rocket, I floated, my sandwich and juice box somersaulting in zero gravity. I laughed. This was what it felt like to be a real astronaut. I looked out the window and saw Earth, a beautiful blue and white marble, peaceful and far away. I waved goodbye. "Don't worry," I whispered. "I'll be back soon." The adventure had truly begun. I was weightless, drifting among the stars. The universe felt endless and full of possibilities. I was ready for whatever came next. The moon was getting closer. My dream was coming true. I smiled, feeling braver than ever. The journey to the moon was underway.